I can make sure that everybody's out there do good. Hiya, Sam. How you doing? Excellent. Oh, yeah, you're first on tonight. Well done and welcome to the channel. It's Sunday. Hopefully you've had a great weekend, a good week. Excuse me, keep fidgeting. Just get my chair comfy, get set up, make sure I've got everything I need. I've written down some notes. I've got the new spectacles on. Let's see if I thought, no, I can't read that without them on. So I am sorry about the glare on the glasses. I will try and get that sorted out in the next week or two so you can see my eyes. Hey, yeah, my week just wasn't too bad. You see, I'm going a bit mad with the shorts at the moment. But again, it mate, get onto it. Do the shorts. It chucks your viewers up. It gets you out to more queer people quicker. It's and that's the way to grow the channel. Although I'm not that really worried about growing the channel. If it gets big, it gets big. If it doesn't, I'm not worried. Got my friends, got my mates. Hi Jade, welcome to the channel. Hope you're feeling good. Nice to see a young lady on our channel. Nice to see the ladies on the channel. Hey. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Yep. Well, I did say last week I was going to talk about this, women and survival. Statistically, women are more likely to survive a dangerous event than men. Hiya, Kaz. Oh, let me quiet now. I'm surrounded by the ladies. It's just me and Sam and all you ladies. It's a bit worrying. Sam, we just have to be polite, caring, and loving, and understanding. No, women are more likely to survive in a lot of events than men. And it's purely ancient genetics. Okay. You look at any mammalian species. Oh no, new washing machine. Oh, do you know, it's always when you can least afford it. Hi Ian, how you doing, mate? Hope you're good. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying with Sam, yeah, it's always when you least expect it, when you're least ready for it, isn't it? It's things happen, but hey, part of the thing about being survivalists, preppers, and that is you just take it on your shoulders and you go, right, what am I going to do? How am I going to deal with the situation? One foot in front of the other, we keep climbing forward and we try not to melt down. Occasionally we all do, and it's fine to have a meltdown. Yeah. If you need to have a meltdown, do it. Yeah. Me, I'm forever screaming and shouting at the gods. I've been known to do it in the middle of shopping centres and all sorts. In fact, talking about shopping centres, the zombie apocalypse has occurred. I've witnessed it. I've seen it in Asda. Yeah. Yeah, they're out there. Nothing like they said they were going to be in the movies. Nah. Zombies have a phone in front of their face, and then they're either pushing a trolley or a baby buggy. But it seems to me they have to have a phone in front of their face. I think zombies are afraid of the light, so therefore it blocks the light out. Yeah. It's the first time in my life I've ever been told off for somebody running into me. Right? And the excuse was, look out, mate, I'm on my phone. What am I going to do? I did think about doing the zombie defense thing, you know, one to the head, but yeah, middle of Asda, probably not going to go down too well. Yeah. Yeah, zombie apocalypse. Yeah, it's one of the right. If that's okay with you, ladies and gentlemen, as per the tradition for my little Sunday afternoon, I'm going to light my cigar. Is there anybody out there offended by smoking? Hard luck. I'm going to enjoy my cigar. So, what is new? What is new? Well, lots of things new. Hi, Ray. Glad to see you, Ray. I'm doing well. I'll leave it for the others to tell you how they're managing, mate. Great to see you up there. And this is the thing I'm loving about my community. I get the ball rolling and you can all chat amongst yourselves. I'm quite happy with that. sit here and have a look, and I shall waffle and waffle and waffle. Hi, John. How you doing, mate? Hope you're good. Thank you for the lovely comments earlier on. Did appreciate it. I was a bit worried about putting some of those old photographs up because, yeah, they were a long time ago. I was once reasonably looking. The face has taken a little bit of damage over the years. Hey, it's not my community, it's our community. I'm just the one that's going to get sued if we say or do something that's we can get done for. Oh, just let everybody say hello. Yeah, I know what's going to happen if everything goes tits up, and God forbid, you know, the officialdom comes running looking for this community. You'll go pick your fingers and go, there, big boy made us do it. Oh, hello, that's falling off of that. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I've got one of these little lens protectors that you can flip down so that people can't look at you when you don't want them to. And the stickies decided to go west on it. That was what that shadow was dropping down over the camera. Anyhow, keep your eyes open, guys. I've lost my rabbit and I've lost my bloody Smurf. They both sat there and watched some horror movie about zombies and gas and shit the other day, and I haven't seen them since. So if you see them, point them out to me. Always handy. Watch out for the watchers. Depends what you're doing at the time. Just take my hand off the table when I'm laughing, just make the table shake. Hey, mate, no problem. I like a bit of rabbit stew. There's nothing wrong with a bit of rabbit stew. John, bikes and me go back to when I was probably my first. Should I admit this? Yeah, I don't think they can do me for it now. I rode my first motorbike on the road when I was about 14. Lived out in the middle of nowhere. Used to use it to belt round to my mates and that. And that was an old Honda CB 250 K4 that we had in the garden for chunking around on as kids. Lee, you had to cover your rabbit's ears. Too right, mate. Too right. How is your rabbit anyhow? Yeah, they do, mate. That sailor's knife. I'll do a bit on that now if you guys are interested, or even chat amongst yourselves if you want. So that sailor's knife, okay. Now I'm going to start recommending that to like young bushcrafters or people that want an everyday carry, something to just throw in their pocket. It's legal, street legal. Can carry it with them. You're not going to get into trouble for it. It's a good little bushcraft knife. It's a nice, what I call a support knife, a backup knife, a pen knife to have on a lanyard in a pocket somewhere as a go-to. Absolutely brilliant bit of kit, and for a tenner, you can't moan. Stainless steel. It's a lovely. Take it. It's stainless steel. It looks shiny enough to be stainless steel. So look, yeah, it's stainless, made by Whitby & Co. So good British maker. So that's probably made in China. Shipped back, but it's a sailor's knife. Okay. So sailor's knives are quite simple, and I know some of you are going to understand, or obviously know this already, but there might be people watch it that don't. So sailor's knife, it's a rigging knife. Okay. So you've got your marlin spike there. Marlin spike has many uses, one of which, as you see there, I've got a little shackle. Through the hole in the shackle, tighten it and do it up. Okay, so that's one of the uses. Another use, I came prepared. So give it a knot in a bit of string. You can thread that through, work it through. Try and do it without stabbing his finger with the wrong glasses on. But you basically work it through, work it in, and you can undo your knot. Okay, It's also used for weaving and splicing ropes, so for rigging and things like that. So, and without being funny, if you're doing your bushcraft and survival, you need to open a tin. That'll do it. Not a problem at all. The old British Army survival knife, or penknife, up until about 1968 or something, it was as a standard on the old black handle one. And one of the reasons it was on there was for opening tins of condensed milk and petrol cans. Okay, so that was that. Then you've got your, obviously, your screwdriver up there. It's just a flat screwdriver or a pry. Leather blade. Now, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. You've got the serrations there, and a lot of people don't realise the actual use of the serrations is for rope. Okay, especially for natural fibre ropes. You'll cut through them, no problem at all with that. And then you've got this top, it's about 1 inch of blade. I go a bit of 550 paracord. Yeah, it'll go through that like butter. So that's that. The other thing is, because it's used in boats, that is blunt there. So if you slip in your dinghy, you don't puncture it. And then the bit that throws people, always throws them, is what that's for. And that has no edges on it at all. Okay, but it's actually a shackle spanner, and it will fit almost any size shackle up to a 10mm, and it goes in like that. And that's what that's for. Has other uses as well. You can look through it. If you've got some washing up liquid water, you make bubbles, you know. As many uses as you can imagine for it. So that's that. And like I say, as Springfield's UK, under a tenner, it was £12 and a penny with the postage. And yeah, you show me where you can pick up a reasonable quality stainless steel penknife for that sort of money and have it sent to you. Yeah, great for digging crap off your boots. Exactly that. Yeah, good bit of kit. I like it, and I'm over the moon. Thank you so much, mate, for putting me onto them, because yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, I've got so Ian, you've probably got the same one as I've got or had before, which is the standard British Army knife, which was literally the tin opener and the blade. That was it. Yep, like I say, I would say it's got 101 uses. Okay, be aware of the spike. Obviously, if you're pushing into things, you're on a folding blade, you don't want it closing there. So what I find does work, if you push it through like that, you get a reasonable grip on it. Yeah. Hi, Jace, how you doing, mate? Oh, you got a spike on yours, Ian? Excellent, excellent. Well, then yours would probably be an engineer's knife, but you haven't got that one. You'll have the spike, the tin opener, and that. That's more sort of naval sailor specific. Like I say, if you're doing anything with 4x4s, ropes, where you've got shackles and that, it's a brilliant bit of equipment. Right, I've got to say a big thank you to Jason. Jason from Houghton Outdoors Kitchen. As I told you guys last week, my Kelly kettle had done. It was finished, okay? And over that shoulder there, as you can see up on the wall there, I've got a Kelly kettle in a bag. That is big thanks, Jace. Yeah, he was around within 2 days. It's a Kelly kettle for you, mate. All right. Really appreciate it. So you're going to see that Kelly kettle out getting some use, and he popped in today. Oh, excuse me, that, and brought that. So some of you might know what it is. Some of you won't, but that is a mortar tube for an 81mm mortar. It's what the rounds were carried in. Quite well sought after, because these are great for storage, but they have another use. They make mugs. They make really good combat mugs. So basically, you cut it off here, polish it off. It's a 1 pint mug. Do the same the other end. You can make a handle from here to here, and Yeah, nice big solid plastic mug, holds about a pint. Nice combat mugs. People say, oh yeah, but you know it's too big. Well, I tell you what, when you're sitting somewhere and you really want to brew, have a brew. Don't mess about with these tiny little cups. Have a brew. You know, it's all about hydration. Get it in you. So yeah, that's where we're going with that. So big thank you, Jace. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I can't tell you how much, to be honest with you. It's a bit of a relief to have the Kelly kettle back, or a Kelly kettle back, so we can get out and we'll do some Kelly kettle cooking in the next few weeks. I'll show you some clever tricks with that using the cook system. There's a nice little method for actually cooking a whole chicken using Kelly kettle, which I'll have to demonstrate to you. Well, not the kettle, but the Kelly cook system. Yeah, Sam. So, any company that sells a knife online requires an ID, and it must be a photo ID. However, if you look around, there are many types of ID you can use. But I will say to them, if you're ID less, phone them. Right? The lady I spoke to there, Hayley, absolutely fantastic, mate. Very supportive, absolutely brilliant. And in fact, what I'll do, I'll give you their address, Sam, and I'll give you their phone number. Okie doke. So they're in Burton, Springfield's Burton, Cross Street, Springfield's Building, Cross Street, Burton, DE141EG. And the phone number for the company, okie doke. Sam, let me know you got a pen and paper to hand, and I will read out the phone number for you. And if I go too fast, just give me a holler back and I'll reread it. Interlude with Mick. Okay, go on then. Righty ho. The phone number for them is 07442588860. Do you want me to read it again, mate? Okie doke. 07742528860, mate. And in fact, actual fact, no, scratch that. That's my number. Do excuse me, Sam. I've been an idiot. Oh, Sam, I am sorry. Sam, you got my number now. Send me a text later, and what I would do, I'll reply to you in text and put it all on there for you. Yeah. Okie doke. Excuse me, having a moment. I'm sure I've got another invoice here with more information on it. Bear with me. I was sitting there thinking to myself, I recognise that number. I'm pretty sure I know that number. Oh, hang on. VAT number, company ID number, my mobile number, their address. Okie doke. I'll tell you what, their email address makes it easy. And if you have a look online, go to their shop online, and they do have their contact phone number there. Okay, and speak to Hayley. Absolutely brilliant lady. Got it? Fantastic. I'm getting old, you know. Getting very old. I just gotta. Yeah, I mean, have a look at the kit Springfields are doing now. I was surprised. You know, and I'm one of those. I'm quite choosy and finicky about companies. I only tend to get let down once, and I got hold of them and said, "Look, you know, I'm down here. This is what I'm looking for," and they couldn't do anything more than help. You know, they're absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Kit came quickly as well, and they're honest. Whitby Sailor's Knife, they got back to me and said, not actually in stock at the minute. Second it comes in, we'll get it to you if you can wait, or we'll return your payment. Good as gold. All I can do is recommend them to people. And if you do use them and they let you down, let me know. All right. You know, it's one thing. Yeah, I put my word behind something. I want to know they're doing a good job. Anyhow, so let's just go to my notes. There's yeah, thank Jason Springfield's. Oh yeah, Echo. There's a couple of people I'd like to mention as well. A couple of channels. Great guys. Have a look, see what you think. There's Dog Dad Outdoors. Right, he's quite local to me. He's a new channel, just starting up. Show him a little bit of love and a little bit of support. Tell him that Mick at Hampshire Outdoors Survival sent you. He'd appreciate it. He's a good guy. Ex-mill guy. And he does bits for dogs, having your dogs outside, as well as doing a bit of the bushcraft side of things as well. And Bushcrafty Steve. Okay, so I take it is Steve. So it's Bushcrafty STE. Get along, have a look at his. He joins us here sometimes on a Sunday. Right, brilliant. Absolutely love his stuff. If I could get my videos to his standard, I'd be over the moon. You know, does a cracking job. Yeah, Lee, you did one of the mystery boxes. I've been tempted to do that. The other thing I was looking at is they do a kilo of surplus. So I was thinking I might actually have a look into doing that. Yeah, he's top bloke. Yeah, I love his stuff, and he's given me a lot of support and a lot of advice, which I really appreciate. Another guy you guys might be interested in having a look at, lovely bloke as well. He's an American, and I would never hold that against him. Bow Toe Outdoors. So BOWTOE Outdoors. Brilliant guy. Does a lot with herb law, which is very, very interesting. The other one was Dog, DOG, Dad, DAD, Outdoors. .84mm anti-tank launcher. I thought tanks were bigger than 84mm. Do you get the whole tank into the barrel before you launch it, or is it just parts of it? It's all right, it's a sapper joke. And you know what they say about mortar platoons? What they do in their pits in the dark of night. Oh, just, excuse me, my cigar's falling apart on the end. Right, okie doke. Giggles time. Giggles time. Here's, I've got a joke for you all. See what you make of this. Okay. Just got to check my notes just to make sure I get this right, because I nearly wet myself when I had to turn on. Okay, so 2 guys go hunting. Okay, they're out in the middle of the Alaskan wilderness, wandering along together, and all of a sudden, black bear jumps out in front of them. Big old black bear. So they both like, fuck, black bear, and start running. Anyhow, this black bear chases them, and they're running for ages, right? They've dropped their packs, right? The bear's not interested in the packs, it's still chasing them. They've dropped the rifle, they're still running, the bear's still after them. And after a while, one of the guys gets so exhausted, he just drops to his knees, he clasps his hands together and he says, please, Lord, make the bear a Christian. At which point, the bear drops to its knees. And it's there on its knees looking at him. And he thinks, prayer's been answered. He gets up and he walks back to the bear. And as he gets to the bear, he hears the bear say, for what I'm about to receive, may the Lord make me truly thankful. Made me chuckle. Oh. Hi, Urban Girl. How you doing? I hope you're doing good. Lovely to see you on the channel, and you are welcome. Everybody here is a friend. You're more than welcome to join in, or you're more than welcome to sit back and just watch and enjoy yourself. We don't take ourselves too seriously. Any questions? Anything you want to know? Far away. If I don't know, there's a rake of guys out there that will. So, okay, we all share our information, and we just try and be a family-friendly group. Good in France. You out in France? Oh, you lucky bugger. Oh, I don't mind being in France now. I like France. Excellent. Well, you have an absolutely lovely holiday out there. All right, thoroughly enjoy yourself. All right, kick up your heels. All right, try the wine, the cheese, the bread, the sun. All right. Just be aware of those French gentlemen. Okay. Tell you this. Go on. Sam, you'll go to hell for that. Oh. Okay, now I'll go to my book of jokes then. A dog walks into a camping shop. Okay, says to the bloke behind the till, I want to buy a tent. Guy goes, all right. So he walks down the aisle with the dog, showing the dog the tents. He says, which tent do you want? And the dog's like, oh, that's that one, that's that one, that's that one. So I'll take that one. Guy goes, okay. They go back to the till. The dog pays for it. And the guy looks at him and goes, do you know what? I've never seen a dog in here buying a tent before. And the dog looks at him and says, I'm surprised not at those bloody prices. And of course, there's the other one. And it's just a standard bushcraft joke. You've probably all heard it. Holmes and Watson, they've been out camping and they've had a lovely meal, glass of white vino each. And Holmes looks at Watson and says, come on, let's hit the sack. And they're both laying there in their sleeping bags looking up. And Holmes says, Watson, look up and tell me, what do you see? And Watson looks up and he says, well, Holmes, I can see that Saturn is in Leo. So astrology-wise, that tells me that it's 3:15. He said, and also, because of the way I can see the skies, it makes me realise that my God is all-powerful, all-knowing. And also, because of the quality of the sky, I know it's going to be a lovely day tomorrow. What does it tell you, Holmes? And Holmes leans over and says, some bugger's nicked our tent. It's an old joke. And that's my jokes for this week. Got them out the way. You do have to excuse me as well. My computer this week is taking a little bit of time just to keep up. There. Bit of cigar on my lip. Oh, so anyhow, there are other things to chat about. What I do. Yeah, I will. I'm gonna get Mike to give me a hand with that one afternoon. Yeah, it's probably my area, to be honest with you. My signal tends to drop out every now and again. But the problem is, I've got my computer upstairs, my Wi-Fi's downstairs, and I've just got a cheap dongle up here connecting me up. And occasionally it throws a bit of a wobbly. So if I do suddenly disappear, don't panic. I'll come back online as quick as I can. Aye. Right, so what I'm going to do, dive into my cup of tea. Alcohol stoves versus dragon gels, for example. Right, Urban Girl. Done lots of experimenting with this. Okay, so dragon gel. I'm an ex-military man. Dragon gel in your military kit took over from hexamine, and as an emergency backup cooker, it's brilliant. Okay, you can't go wrong with it. Dragon gel is a great backup or fire lighter. It will set fire to anything in almost any condition. Personally, if you're looking at a regular use piece of equipment that you want to use on a regular basis, I would go with a meth stove, any of the alcohol stoves. In actual fact, bear with me 2 seconds. I'm going to dive into the kit. Oh. So this is my recommendation if you're looking for one. Go onto Amazon and you're looking for the Heichmann stove, which comes like that. Okay. You've got a meth burner alcohol stove with your simmer ring on your snuffer. You got your standard meth stove, and then you get this lovely little cooker with it. So that drops in there, the pot sits on top of there. Or what you can do as well is you can do it the other way up, and it'll give you a little bit more height for a slower burn. And that's titanium. Okay. Sub 20 quid. I can't remember. It was a ridiculously cheap price. Okay. I've used it loads. Brilliant bit of kit. And as actual fact, that is part of our 500 subscriber giveaway, which at the moment we are 46 short on. Okay. And what I'll do when I get to 500 subscribers, I'm going to select one of you guys at random. So one of you will get that. And the other one, the other one is going to get a full cook system. Okay, doke. Come on, I'll get it out for you. Comes in a nice little mesh bag, quite a good quality one actually, quite impressed. So I'll hold up each item one at a time. So in this set that you'll get is one bowl, silicone coated handles, very nice. Second bowl, again silicone coated handles, one cup, and all this folds inside the set. Now 1 cup, 2 cups. You'll get 2 of these little bags, and in these bags is a set of folding stainless steel knives and forks, knife, fork, and spoon. And so that's your spoon, that's your knife, there's your fork. So you get 2 of those. Press me, they give you a cleaning cloth as well. And then you get one 800 milliliter bowl, and 1,000 milliliter bowl as well. Okay. Not only do you get all that, but also in the kit is a jet boil style gas stove. Okay. So the only thing that you'll require on that kit to get yourself going is a gas bottle. Okay. So all that is going out on the 500 subscriber giveaway as 2 separate prizes. So the cook set will be one prize, and the Heikman stove will be the other prize. Okay, that's what we will be giving, or I'll be giving away. It's a prize. I'll be selecting a couple of subscribers for those to go out to as a thank you for the support from that I get from you guys. Might even be a bribe for you to get me more subscribers. Why start getting you to get all your mates to subscribe to me? And then all you do is you fire me back a message and go, tell me how many subscribers you got me. It's bribery. No, wouldn't do a thing like that. Honest Mick, they call me. Is it easy to carry liquid fuel? Yes. Right. Urban Girl, let's answer your question there. If you're going to go and carry a meth stove or a liquid fuel, ideally you want one of these bottles. Okay. You get them in all sorts of names, brands, and all the rest of it. I went with a Trangia one because I know it's for the Trangia. I know it's good kit. I know their gear's pretty much guaranteed. I'll just give you a quick demo of how it works. So basically, it's a safety bottle. Okay. It's marked red, marked flammable, and all the rest of it, so it fits in with all the rules and regulations. You have to unscrew the top. You hold it over whatever you want. Push the button. There it is. Push the button, and then you can measure out however much meths you need. Then you screw that back up. It locks in place. It can't leak out and the rest of it. So that's the ideal way to carry your meths, okay, or your alcohol. As with anything that you have any form of spirit in, try and keep it out of direct sunlight. I mean, these are rated bottles. They are safe. However, I try not to keep any form of liquid in any sort of container in direct sunlight, especially very, very hot weather. And it is stamped Defence of States, which means even the military have tried it and found that it works, and they're happy with it. Okay. It's like Duke of Edinburgh's actually, but yeah, it's good kit. That's what you want. If not, I'll tell you another thing that works. Get yourself a couple of cheap hip flasks. Okay, they're also quite good for keeping your meths in. But I always keep a couple of Dragon Gel blocks for emergencies, and if you've seen on some of my videos, it's what I like to use to light my gasifier. There are other methods. There are more bushcrafty methods, but I'm also a prepper and a realist, and I teach survival. So survival is about having the kit and the equipment and the knowledge with you. Knowledge is your first tool, and if you can supply yourself with the kit and equipment, that's your second tool. If you don't go with Dragon Gel, the other one I can recommend to you, and I'll do it on a video if you want, will be hiya Phil, will be the cotton wool balls and Vaseline. Okay, works superbly. I've seen people using hand sanitizer, and that works, but the hand sanitizer is an alcohol burns off very, very quickly. If you use Vaseline heats up, melts down into an oil, and then wicks out of the cotton wool slower, giving you a longer burn and a slightly hotter burn. All right, now I'm just going to dive onto this and catch up with what we got. Dad Dog, or Dog Dad. Excellent, mate. Excellent. I mentioned your channel earlier on. You had a mention from me. Welcome. Glad to see you, my friend. Just catching up with Dutch Army 10th Military Mark. Excellent. You're getting on all right with that. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've got one of those bottles. They're not expensive for what they are, and it means if anything happens to you, so you have an accident, you're knocked unconscious, people are going to see what's in the bottle. They know what it is, you know. Nobody's going to pick it up and suddenly stick it to your lips and try and make you drink it, especially if you're traveling abroad. Or, like I say, hip flasks, but market as spirits. Like I say, in actual fact, I'm saying something that is ridiculous and you shouldn't. Under all the Health and Safety at Work Acts and all the regulations, never ever put a toxic liquid into a drinks container. It must always be marked toxic. But I put it in a hip flask. Yeah, any good container that will hold a spirit, and that's one of the reasons I say hip flask. Buy yourself, you can buy some really cheap hip flasks out there. They're made of metal, okay? They're designed to hold a spirit. If I was you, paint it bright red or stick tape around it and then write on it poison, you know? It's an indicator to people what it is. Excellent. Dutch Army Tents, brilliant. Phil, hi Phil. John, special forces, mate. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, mark it. You know, a bit of tape around it. Mark it. As I say, I would never recommend using something that is a drinks container for putting your spirit in. However, it's your kit. You know, if it's only you using it, adapt it, mark it so no strange person, nobody who's joining you for the evening is going to suddenly take a swig of the meth thinking they're getting your Jack Daniels. Hi, Mary. Welcome. You're more than welcome. Catch up with everybody. I don't know due to the weather. I'll be in Yorkshire. Yeah, Yorkshire. I bet it's soggy up there. It's like Somerset's supposed to be really bad at the minute. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you appreciated it. Yeah. The advice on the government alert. I've heard, and we'll get back to that. It's a term I would like to coin as prepper paranoia. Okay. It's something I see. Yeah, that'll work. Bioethanol for the old fondue. That'll work. In actual fact, where have I got them? Chafing gels. Okay. Great bit of prepper and survival kit. Okay. The only thing I will say to you is they're slow. Okay. They're designed to warm more than cook. However, if it's something you just need to warm through, brilliant. If you need to accelerate a fire, fantastic. A spoonful of that stuff will do wonders. And again, gives off no chemicals, doesn't give off any fumes. Designed to be used indoors in a restaurant. Brilliant bit of kit. Yeah, prepper paranoia. Okay. Seeing lots of this just lately. Everything is them against us. Everything is them listening to us. Everything is them. Calm down, relax. Okay. As I said on the video, the government alert system has existed since 1940. Originally worked through the BBC. With the advent of 2014, when they did their review of how, it was actually a government report. They looked at the terror attacks and what can we do to improve this? And one of the things that come up was being able to get information out to people in areas. So instead of the old broadcast system, which would have been UK wide, there's a terrorist attack, everybody's panicking. But using phone masts, they can allocate areas, and some of these areas can be as small as just a quarter of a mile square. But you can turn around and say to everybody in that area, there's a fire inside a chemical factory, shut your windows, please stay indoors. Or there is a terrorist attack at this point, please stay indoors, secure yourselves, whatever you need to do. Or there is a flood in this area, avoid this area. As I said on the video, And it shocked me, 754 wildfires in the UK last year alone. And then when I thought about it, I thought back to all the news broadcasts, and it almost reduced me to tears seeing acres of farmland going up. I know how hard it is to maintain a farm. People's homes, and not just in the countryside, but people's homes in London, in cities where areas of vegetation have just gone up, and terrible thing. So having that ability to alert people, warn people, keep them safe, brilliant. And as I said, there is on your phone, if you don't want it, go into settings, go to alerts. You'll see 2 new alerts on there. One is severe, one is extreme. If you turn both of those off, they won't give you any alerts. Yep, you live on top of a hill. So if you live on top of a hill and there's a grassland fire or a heathland fire or a God forbid, a crop fire, because they rip, it burns uphill. You'd want to know. So again, that's the reason for the alert system, and it's been there. People go, "Oh, it's a new thing because of Ukraine and the threat from Russia." Yeah, for those of us that lived through the Cold War, yeah, we had alerts regularly then. I remember them testing the sirens. I can remember having to get under my school table at school. Okay, so it's always been there. It's nothing new. It's just that it's been modernised. That's all. And you can opt out of it if you wanted to. You see the forest in your bedroom window. Can the forest see you? So you got to watch. Yeah, it's us against us. Again, it's that old thing. I'd rather have information and judge the information for myself rather than be kept in the dark. And don't get me wrong, I'm not necessarily pro-government. I don't think they've always got our best interests at heart. I don't trust politicians. I don't trust officials, not by any length of the thing. But at the end of the day, I try to be practical minded. And as I say to you, I'm a prepper and a survivalist. The more information I've got, the better I can judge the situation. Oh, you've got an east-facing window, so you get the sunrise. Yeah, my wife's the same. Get the sunrise. Yeah, so I bet you're a lizard. Yeah, but you get those lovely spring mornings where the sun just shines in, and you go, "I'm not getting up for it now." Yeah. Sunrise over the forest. Oh. Dust storm alerts. Yeah. So not far from where we live here, we have one of the large well, I think the correct term for this, psychiatric hospitals. And when I first moved here, I wasn't aware that I think it was every Tuesday at 9 o'clock in the morning they tested their sirens. First one of those went off, I nearly made a smell. Yeah, I thought, oh, that's it, 4 minutes. Oh, glad you loved the bannock. Yeah, it's if there's one thing I say to you as a prepper and survivalist, learn to make, it's bannock. It's a trial and error thing. Work your recipe out for yourself. It's so simple. It is so easy, and as a survival food, absolutely brilliant. It is carbs. It is energy. I keep saying to people, forget what they tell you about protein. Protein is handy. It repairs the body, but you've got to balance it out. So if you're living off of game, then you're going to need to be able to get some fats and carbs into you, or else you're going to go down with protein starvation. You've got to balance it out. Oh, yeah, that's an idea. Yes, I do like the sound of that, love. Bannock with cheese and chorizo. Ooh. 10 a.m. every Monday. That was it. That's it, Jace. Do you remember that? I don't think they still do it, but it's frightened the bloody life out of me. Yeah. Well, nothing wrong with a bannock in the bush. Oh, you might just hear my mate's motorbike out there. That's Sooty leaving Jace. No, they don't still sign it. No. Ah, well. Yeah. Roger, nice swig of my tea. Yeah, so prepper paranoia. Watch out for it. You'll be interested. You see a lot of it out there. And don't get me wrong. Broadmoor, that was the name. I was trying to remember the name of it. Broadmoor. Thank you very much. So here's another one. And I'll throw this out to you. Send me an answer. Just a one question answer. All right. We will not give a scenario, but the alert system suddenly goes off. Right. Telling you there's a problem in your area. Bug in or bug out. Yeah. And it's something worth thinking about. Again, comes into your prepper, your survivalist mindset. Bug in, bug out. Realistically, what are you going to do? Okay. Dog Dad, is it your wife that was responsible for that siren? Bug in, Lee. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there. In where possible. Yeah. Harry, too right. Yeah. So bugging him. It's in a situation, bugging yourself. Yeah. You got everything you want within your home. You know where everything is. You can move in the dark. Yeah. You know where all your kit is. You got all your supplies. Okay. It's the way to go. I've watched so much. I've been watching a lot lately, bug out videos. And I watched a guy. I'm not gonna say. I watched a guy in the States, and his scenario was 20 miles to his bug out site. Yeah. And yeah, too rightly. And he took him, his wife, and like his 4 children, 2 of which were toddlers, to walk 20 miles. And he practices it. It's great. I understand that. Right, so he walks out the city and that, and they've all got their rucksacks on, and he's got his M4 and his pistol and that. And my initial thought was, you're going to last about 5 minutes, because people without the gear, people without the kit, people without the mindset, and people that aren't prepared are going to take it from you. Oh. Yeah, but then again, yeah, that's why I was carrying my get home kit in my car. Yeah, as most of you are aware, my Kaz, she has mobility issues. She's disabled, so if she's here, my priority is to get back to her as fast as possible. Although I do have a fantastic support structure here, which would lead me to think, yeah, I've got to make it back. Hence the scenario video where I'm trying to get home, and that's just to give. It's not so much to give you ideas, it's because you've all got the ideas, you've all got the knowledge, and if it's something you're not sure about, go and research it. But it's giving you the thought, what would I do if? Now, I have been stuck. I've been stuck overnight in vehicles, lorries, cars over the years. So I've always been prepared for it. Yeah, exactly. Going back to old school. I grew up in a very rural environment where we did have power cuts, so everybody in the house knew where the candles were, knew how to use them safely. Everybody knew where the paraffin stove was. Everybody knew where the paraffin heater was in the winter and how to light it and how to open a window near it. So we got the oxygen in. It's just practice. And again, it's, as I said something the other day, they said, oh yeah, but if it all went to poo tomorrow, we're doomed. No, we're not. Right? How do we live in the 1800s? How did we live in the 1700s, the 1600s, the 1500s, the 1400s? How do we live, right, in 950 BC? Okay, humans survive, but it's just having the knowledge of how to survive. So learn your primitive skills, learn your basic bushcraft survival skills, learn what plants are edible, what aren't, learn a bit of hunting, learn how to prepare your game. Learn about calories, learn about nutrition, Okay, that's, you know, people always miss out on that one. Hence, I give the talk on rabbit starvation, because I'm always hearing people talking about rabbit starvation. Rabbit starvation is actually a lot of poo. Okay, it's not the rabbit that starves you. You're actually suffering with protein poisoning because you're not balancing out with fats and carbs. So, if you then know that you can survive quite happily on a diet of rabbit if you're getting the right amount of carbohydrates, the right amount of fats with the protein to offset it. Exactly that, Lee. Yeah, if you brag on what you have, you'll get robbed first. Okay. Just like here, I will not show you my cabinets. I won't show you everything I've got. You see the man cave here. There's very few people around here that know what I do. I keep it quiet, keep it to myself. Obviously, I've started a channel now, it puts me at risk. Um, but I've contingency plans for that. Um, yeah, exactly. As you see there, Hampshire Outdoor Kitchen, always hidden in plain sight. Right, he's part of my contingency plan. We've already discussed what we would do, and I'm a great one in teamwork. You know, as I said the other day, it's fine to clear off on your own. Okay, it's fine to trust yourself. And sometimes you've got to sleep. Sometimes you've got to rest. Sometimes you're going to need somebody to help you carry kit. Sometimes you're going to need somebody to watch your back. Okay. As I'm always saying to you, one is none, two is one. It applies to everything. Okay. Yeah, Mary, you're right. Keep low key, go unnoticed, move silently. Okay. It's a military term, be a grey man. Don't stand out. Get on with what you need to do. Hey, Phil, you're back. Yeah. So, and again, know your neighbours. I know all my neighbours. Okay. I won't say I get on with all my neighbours, but I know them all. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Long-term survival, you may well have to move on. You may well have to move on. But if you do your research into disaster situations, mate, don't see, that's another thing. And right, so yeah, can we put it? So as you know, I do a lot of survival training, and we do a lot of scenarios. Okay, I've done a lot with military training for these exact sort of events, third world countries, disasters, and all the rest of it. One thing people look to in an emergency is a person of authority. It's bred into us. If you have somebody there that knows what they're talking about, takes control, and they're in uniform, most people there will stop and they will listen. Okay, it comes back to what I was saying last week about having the sheep, the wolves, and the shepherds. Okay, or the sheepdogs. Okay, be the sheepdog. The sheep will follow you. Okay, you've now got a pack. Wolves tend to be solitary. They will band together as a pack, but they tend to rely on the sheep to actually survive. A good shepherd or sheepdog sort that out. Yeah. And again, survival, your goth outfits. Okay. I bet you've got a couple of outfits at 3 o'clock in the morning. You stepped out on somebody in the woods. They're not going to hang around for long. Okay. If you do have to confront people, or you do come across people, put them in a position where they're thinking, I'm going to leave him alone. I'm not going to mess with him. No, they might notice you and you haven't noticed them, but you want them to think, nah, too risky. We'll take a week or an easy one. Or they're going to, or they're going to come to you and look to you for advice and help. in which case, band them together. If you do ever find yourself in a survival situation, take into control, assess your people, keep them busy, okay? Keep them busy, give them jobs to do, make them feel that they are essential to the team, right? It's all about morale, okay? Makes them feel good, makes them feel strong, makes them feel they're contributing, which makes them feel safe. Biggest fear in a survival situation is that the group are going to cast you out for being useless, right? Very rarely happens. Everybody can find a job. There's a job for everybody. If you've got builders, set them two on the shelter. If you've got cooks, get them cooking. If you've got teachers, get them talking, find out what their subjects are. If you've got nurses, medics, doctors, dentists, anybody with any form of medical training, no matter how small, that's their job, okay? You've got somebody that's got no job at all, right? Not sure where they fit in, teach them how to light the fire and collect the firewood, get them doing that, all right? Set tasks. Meantime, you float around and oversee absolutely everything, and you give people backup, you give them encouragement, you keep them going. Well, there's, yeah, drugs, there's an issue for you. The only bonus in a survival situation is they're not going to last long. Yeah, always worth having a couple of caches as well. All right. I got probably 3 caches within 30 miles of here. All right, Mac. Good to see you, mate. How you doing? Hope you all looks good. We're just talking about setting up teams and organising people in a survival situation. Setting people to tasks, finding them their jobs and their niches within the group, helping them to fit in, making them feel secure, and then, you know, keep people in pairs. It's if you're gonna get your heads down, you've got to have somebody on stag. There's no point having one guy on stag. Have 2 on stag, then keep one another awake, keep nattering. You know, if you've got a big enough group, split it down the middle. Have half on stag, half off, but rotate people. Okay. Don't let people start to buddy up too much, because then you start to get the sneaky one that starts thinking, well, hang on, we can have all this kit away from here tonight. Do one, and just 2 of us will last even longer. No, watch for it. Okay. Comes back to that Netflix program that I was talking about last week, Outlast. I mean, you watch that, you see how people break down society, and people do break down. You know, comes back to the 3 groups. I nearly swore at you, Jace. Yeah. Thing is, be with those that you can trust your life on. Yeah. I've got a core of people I can trust my life on, or trust my life with. And you have, that becomes your central core. You're going to pick up people along the way. Right? We always think of survival situations, prepper, end of world situations in the short term. Nearly every program you watch, nearly every movie, nearly everything you watch about it is short term. Okay. It's always about the apocalypse, the surviving the disaster, the thieves, the robbers, the takers, the wolves, the attackers, and all the rest of it. Look at history. What happens with humanity? What happens with people? What happens throughout the entire world, no matter where you are? Eventually, people band together into groups. The groups become communities. The successful ones are those that work together and have a law and order system, i.e., everybody carries their weight, everybody has their job to do, everybody has their place. Dissent, mistrust, theft, that sort of thing, it's driven out straight away. You have no, you don't give it a second chance to fester, to build, right? And the surviving communities tend to be the ones that really do bond and work well together. They take time. You've got to understand, some people are stronger than others. But because a guy might not be physically strong, look at his mental strength. What has he got in skills? So you use those and equip for it. A bit of experience, but I'm also a great studier and learner. I was very, very lucky that for best part of 16 years, the people I worked with, yeah, that I can't say too much because, yeah, I can't say, but we're all really about it. But yeah, I learned a lot. They taught me a lot. Okay. And I also research. I look at history. I look. If you're really seriously into survival prepping and that, start looking at some of the survival stories that are out there. Okay. If you want the confidence to come through a situation, look at what other people have survived and take the lessons from what they've done. Look at things and how societies break down, what happens in societies and disasters. And it always amazes me how society goes, it will never happen. Right? But it does. And it happens in some of the most civilized countries and civilized places. You've only got to look at the flooding in New Orleans. Okay. It was obvious it was going to happen eventually, but nobody expected it to happen now. And that, as a disaster story, a survival story, and a prepper story, is well worth learning. Be a jack of all trades. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nobody can be a master of one thing. Learn as much of anything, and always be prepared to learn. Listen to what other people have got to say. Try their methods out. You don't always find they work for you. Okay, but then you can build on it. There's no such thing as not learn or useless learning. Yeah, exactly that. The woman that fell out the plane into the jungle. Yeah. I told that story. That story's on one of my earlier videos. Alas. So you imagine getting sucked out of a plane at the age of 16, 10,000 feet, strapped to your chair. You come round on the floor of the Amazonian rainforest or the Peruvian rainforest, and your shoulders smashed, you're half blinded. Okay, you're strapped under the chair. You're the sole survivor in the middle of a rainforest, and she made it out. Yeah. So always learning, always moving. Don't stagnate. That doesn't mean you have to be sat there studying night after night after night. I probably dedicate a couple of hours a week to trying things out. And as with the video this week, as you see, it doesn't always work right. Doesn't always go right. In actual fact, more often than not, truth be known, it becomes how can we tell it? A balls. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong. However, what I try and show in my videos, by leaving my mistakes and my problems in, I try and show people that's reality. And unlike some of the TV programs who sit there and just like a bit of spark and poof, look at the bush's light because I'm a great fucking survivalist. The reality is that you're going to be cold, wet, scared, miserable. You're not going to find the perfect Tinder. You're going to have to adapt. You're going to have to overcome, but have the confidence to do it. So I leave my mistakes in. Gives you all a giggle, hopefully. But you see my attitude to it. When it goes wrong, let's do it again then, and move forward. Hi, Tracy. Every day's a school day. Yeah. Yeah, it's new techniques, new methods. I get people all the time saying, "Oh, you've tried this." More often than not, it's something I've either come across, tried, and thought, "Not for me." Flint and steel. Okay, always carry a flint and steel in my kit. Always got a bit of chalk off. It's not a primary tool. I've got 5 or 6 other methods of lighting a fire, but it is a method that I've learned and mastered. One, because it's simple. It's not reliable. It takes a lot of time, and I wouldn't want to use it in a real emergency, purely and simply because if I need fire, I want fire. I don't want to be sitting there for half an hour struggling. I want to make that fire as quick and easy as possible. Hence, you see me quite often using firelighters, whether it be dragon gel, chemical firelighter, or what, using that, because that's the reality of it. I'm not trying to do so much bushcraft. Bushcraft is learning skills, abilities, and old techniques and skills. I don't see people out there who's giving people survival techniques and genuine survival techniques. And that's to survive. It is preparation. It is mental, physical, and equipment preparation, and being able to adapt the situation to your benefit through your knowledge. So, if I was in a genuine survival situation, and I had to light a fire, the quickest and easiest method I've got is a cigarette lighter and a fire lighter. And if I've got them, I'll use them. You got your foundation license course? Yeah. Thriving, yeah. I have done. Urban, I have done. Yeah, I've been up there plenty of times. Yeah, it's yeah. It's not just the damp wood that I find hard to light in Scotland. It's actually getting a spark to go through all the midges and mosquitoes to my tinder. I do feel your pain. Yeah. I'll say in my age of my wisdom, I've learned to pick the times that I visit Scotland, which I love dearly. All right, I do love Scotland. Especially the West Coast. I absolutely adore it. Being a West Countryman, yeah, I think it's beautiful. Okay, um, go for it. Go for it. Yeah, yeah. Hence, like I say, I pick my times to go to Scotland now. I'd rather have it a bit cooler or a bit damper than being eaten alive. But that's the same anywhere. I mean, not be funny, we get it in places down here. Yeah, I laughed at the first time I saw somebody with a pair of tights over their head in Scotland. Yeah, you don't laugh at them for long. So maybe, Urban Girl, you can tell me, what is the midge season? Okay, when does it start? When does it end? Because I know, I'll be honest with you, normally I'll take my trips up there. I normally head up mid-September through to sort of November, and that's the time. Spring in Scotland's okay. Okay, so you're really talking what, up till sort of beginning of May? April to September-ish. Okay, that'll do me. That'll do me. Right, Mac, West Island Way. Any time outside of April and September. Mind you, you know that anyhow. You're from that end. So yeah. That's a light another cigar. Read through some of these comments, make sure I've not missed anybody. I might do another video on firelighting in the next few weeks. What I might do something like my oh, don't mind cold, my dear. I'm somebody that doesn't suffer too much in the cold. That'll do me. Yeah, I might do, for Urban Girl and anybody else that's interested in it, I might do my top 5 firelighting techniques. You've probably seen them all before, but we'll do a couple of easy ones. No, Lee, insects are never confused. They've got a cunning plan. They're just waiting us out, mate. Man, make fire, yeah. I ran a course, must be 6 months ago, and Jace Woodland Chef, he was up there with me, and he was doing some cooking, and I had students there, and I was doing fire lighting, and so we got the fire going, and then sort of like lit the spark, made the flames. Jace started going as well. It was like something out of 2001 Space Odyssey. It was hilarious. No, mate, Sam, do it, mate. Do it. Like I said to you before, though, everybody's got different techniques. We all learn from one another. So you do your firelighting video. Yeah, not a problem. I'll wait you out on that one. I'll watch what you do, and then I'll try and do some of my own techniques, but I'll vary them on from that. So one thing I can recommend to you all for your firelighting, right, and you can get this on Amazon. All right, comes in a little bottle like that. Yeah, I have to say it properly. Potassium permanganate. Okay, potassium permanganate. Right, you can get it on Amazon. Comes in a little bottle like that. You only ever really need a very, very small amount. Okay, that is probably your absolute best go-to chemical firelighter. Okay, what I do, being very careful. I think you can all see that. Right, so what I'm going to do, as you see, that's just been used as an ashtray. It's fairly clean. I've got to be a bit careful doing this. Right, you see the potassium there. Okay, so if you take a small pile of potassium permanganate out like that, and then any glycerin product at all, so it can be cough medicine, brake fluid, okay, antifreeze, contains glycol, it's not glycerin, or in these wonderful days when we see them everywhere, a little tube of vape juice, just a cheap vape juice. Okay, now I'm gonna hold this up to the camera. So all I'm gonna do, put a few drops onto the potassium permanganate and hold it there for you to watch. It takes a minute or two to get going. There we go. And it always takes a little while to get going. Okay, that's a guaranteed firelighting technique. And again, you can use vape juice, you can use brake fluid. Okay, it's an old trick. The other thing is, and I'm not going to demonstrate it here purely and simply, and that's how hot it burns. You see how it's burnt the bottom of the tin as well. So it's an incredible fire lighter. Okay, and you can also use it as a water purification agent. However, I will add this warning: do your research on it severely. Very, 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 very small amounts for sterilizing water, and also works well for sterilizing wounds. And a small tub like that I've had probably for about 3 or 4 years. So it's one that's definitely worth having and sticking in your kit. Okay. Yeah, it's great antiseptic. Yeah, it's got 101 uses. Highly, they banned it in Germany. People used to use it all the time for camping and that. It's been banned in Germany, not allowed to use it for camping at all anymore, purely and simply because if you put it into water course, it will kill all the fish. But in some countries, tribal people will use it for capturing fish or chemicals exactly the same as that. They introduce it to a water course, it starves the oxygen out, fish float to the surface, scoop the fish off. Oh, I've already got a fire extinguisher over there. Ooh. Yeah, Brasso wadding, yeah, brilliant for fire. Yeah, misuse. Yeah, you've got to be so careful with it. It's if you're going to use it for firelighting, don't get it on your fingers, and then introduce the glycol to your fingers. It's a hot situation. Looks good though, pretty in the night. Use it for water purification. Learn it. Do your research on it very, very carefully. But it is a fantastic water purification and fantastic for treating wounds. Yeah, safety first all times. But yeah, don't put it in your brew kit. It is quite toxic. But you will. The other thing I will say, if you get it into your brew, you're going to know because your brew is going to turn bright purple. Yeah. So again, it's one of those. It's techniques on techniques on techniques, and there are hundreds and hundreds of them. Everybody's got their own little methods. That was one I've used for many, many years. It always was in my kit, tucked away. Because it was a multi-use piece of equipment, it would sterilize a wound, it would purify water in an emergency, it would light fire in an emergency. And I'll be honest with you, I never carried a bottle that big. What I actually used to have is a cigar tube about that long. And that cigar tube was half filled, then taped and sealed up. And I knew that I had enough in there to do me for weeks. I could light a fire in almost any condition. Also, makes a good signaling flare. Although it's quite a fast burn, it's extremely bright, seen for miles. Yeah, brimstone matches. There you go. Here's a quickie for you. How far can the naked eye see a candle in a perfect dark night? A single candle burning in a window on a dark night. How far could, and I would say a good, well, they say good normal vision see it? Always blows people away when they hear it. Dum, 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 dum. Bit further than that, mate. Urban Girl, good night and bless you. Thank you for joining us. Have an absolutely fantastic holiday. Let us know all about it when you get back. Fair enough, Sam. See you later, Urban Girl. Lovely having you on board. Right, so they reckon that a good human eye on a perfect dark night with no ambient light got it back 15 miles. Right, human eye will pick out a single burning candle of 15 miles. Okay, yeah, 15 miles. That's what I reckon. That's quite amazing. So again, signaling. So you're coming back to signaling. That small amount of potassium suddenly flaring up on a hillside is going to be picked up from miles and miles away. Jace, you were close, only 5 miles out. But yeah, it's quite an incredible thing. But again, that's an imperfect scenario. if, if if you've got ground flat enough that you can see 15 miles, good on you. You shouldn't be lost. The 3-strike rule. Yeah. Cataracts and glaucoma. Oh, you poor bugger. You're going to get that operated on. Where are we going on that? Where are we going on that? Lee, there's so many variations on different rules. I get lost, mate. I'm having a bit of a mind F on the 3-strike rule. Might have to remind us. Oh, mate, I'm sorry about that. Too precious, too high for them to operate on. That's a bugger. That is a bugger. Keep moving forward, my friend. Drops for life. Yeah. So, what else we going to do? I heard a great saying today. Yeah. Feed your knowledge and find your own path. There you go. So, quite like that one. That's one I'm going to remember and use. All right. Feed your knowledge, find your own path. Well done, Lee. See, I'm a sapper, me. So, yeah, dig holes, find plant, float boats, build bridges, remove bridges. Dog dad, yeah. That is why so many stealth campers get caught. Yeah, it's stealth camping. Do you know what? I've never tried. What I say, never done. I suppose all the camping I've ever done in some way or other has been stealthy because I don't necessarily want to be around other people. But I've never had an issue. I've had people wander past and go, bloody hell, mate, you're mad camping up here. But I've never ever been asked to move on. I've never had anybody ask me what the hell I was doing. And if I did, I'd just bluff it out. You know, what's somebody going to say? I'm saying, what's somebody going to say to you if you're on a long distance walk and you sat your basher up just off the path and you're being respectful, you're not creating a mess, you're not hauling trees down, you're not fucking great blazing fire, you got your camp set out, you got your brew on, you got somebody comes wandering up to you and says, wait, mate, you're not supposed to be doing that here. Right? Me, I'd probably turn around and say, I know, I understand, but however, I've reached a point of exhaustion, I can't go any further. I thought I was going to have hypothermia. So I'm just sheltering, get myself warm, get myself sorted out. What they're really going to say to you, right? If you offer them a cup of tea, we had it years ago on we were green laning, And we met a group that were really anti, proper ramblers, and bloody 4x4 shouldn't be up here. And they were right old stinkers. And then a bit later on, we came across the same group, and we had teas and coffees going, parked up to one side, not making a mess. And we weren't the sort of guys that chew places up. So my wife's got mobility issues, just like getting out to the countryside, driving some byways and that, being respectful and enjoying the view, enjoying the countryside, sharing it. And by the time we got them to have a brew and have a natter with us for 10 minutes, they changed their attitude. They calmed down a lot. So I think a lot of that with the stealth camping malarkey, I think is how you put yourself across. I think if you go too stealthy, people are going to they tend to wonder what the hell you're doing. Yeah, exactly that. Share your knowledge. Yeah, just yeah. Most people are interested. They don't admit they're interested. I've said it before and I'll say it again. One of the reasons we all do this, right, is because we understand it's good life skills, right? And all of it is good life skills. Whether you specialise in first aid, shelter building, fire making, food prep, it's all good skills. We enjoy doing it and learning it. And why? Because we're getting back to doing what we were doing as a kid. It's an innocent pleasure. You're not hurting anybody, right? Building a camp or a shelter and spending a night in it. It's great fun. Why do people go camping? Okay, for exactly the same reason. However, they don't have the knowledge, the skills, the ability, so they tend to go to a campsite. Yeah. Are you camping? Yes, I am. All right. But the other thing is, I suppose you have to understand their concerns. You know, get people worry about it. Yep. Another one you can do: show them your camera. Say, no, mate, I'm out here filming the foxes tonight. I've just set up my base camp here. I'll be filming the foxes. I'll be gone in the morning. You won't see a trace of me. What are they going to say? She said, oh, wonderful. Have a good night. But be polite, be friendly to people. You know, it's that old thing. If you turn around and tell somebody, or you rip at somebody, you only get their back up. All they do is they go and phone the old bill and tell them that there's some itinerant up in the woods that's obviously drunk and having to go at people. Yeah, dog dad. I don't get it either. Don't get it. It's get a rod license. Don't do that up Hawley Woods. I know the bailiff up there, Willie. But again, I think it's a funny old world we live in because you can go to Scotland and pretty much you can wild camp anywhere as long as you're not causing offence. You're not causing rubbish, and you're not sort of right up against somebody's property and that. It's not an issue. Same thing in Norway. It was an interesting thing that when we were over there, we learned that there is absolutely zero, I repeat, zero public land in Norway. Every inch of Norway is privately owned. Okay, and you can camp anywhere as long as you are not within 300 meters of somebody's house. You're not making a mess. You're not polluting, and you take all you with you. Okay. So one of the issues I do have, and I've come across it time and time again, is organisations. Some of the big organisations like the National Mistrust and that, they go, won't share. As far as they're concerned, it's their land, their rules, and they don't even like you visiting it. Don't even want you walking up the footpaths. It's theirs. You know, a little bit of power. And I think we need a more Scottish system in the UK. And again, I come from a farming background, so I do get when a farmer says to you, stay on the footpath. I understand that. and I see why. I know about livestock management. I know about crop rotation and crop management. I know about impact on ground. I know how damaging it can be. But again, it's a case of if I'm going through a farmer's field and I've got my dogs, they're on the lead, they're under control. If I see the farmer, I'll usually have a chat to him, and you'll be quite amazed how often you have a good chat to a farmer, and you'll find that once you've got past the initial gruffness, because he doesn't know you and he's so used to it, it's just turning up and doing their own thing, he'll relax and he'll calm down, and then you find that they're just ordinary people trying to make a living. Yeah, as long as you're away from the city, most don't care yet. Yeah, well, that's the other thing, isn't it? Pick up other people's crap. It's bloody annoying, but you got to do it. Because the one time you leave it behind, you guarantee somebody's going to come through and go, "Oh, that bloke was up here last night. He left all that." So pick it up and take it out with you. I mean, that's people say to me about permissions. That's how I get permissions. So I used to get permissions when I did the pest control. So I get permissions now. I offer a service to the farmer. Yeah, I'll go and have a chat to him. I mean, for every one that I get okay, we'll have a chat about it, I probably get 20 that say, "I'm not interested, mate. Sorry, I've had it too many times with other people." All right. But then you find that one. And if you can get permission from one farmer just to use a little bit of copse or a little bit of woods that he's not using somewhere, right? They have a big community. And if you stop, I'll tell you what, mate, in return, do you want me to coppice that and clear it a little bit for you? Is there anything I can do to help you out in return for being allowed to use that? Right? And it might be give me a hand one day with a baling or something like that. Okay. And it will be our graft. You'll find within their community, they will start turning around. They talk about stuff all the time. They say, "Oh, this bloke comes up our woods, really good, you know, he's really tidied up my woods." And I said, "But all he wants in return is to be able to stop up there every now and again, do his little bit of video and all the rest of it. He does camping, knows his stuff about the wood zone. He really takes care of it." You get introduced. Okay. On the pest control side, one of the biggest problems I had as a licensed, legal, insured shooter doing pest and vermin control was the amount of cowboys that were out there that were jumping in. "I'll come and do it for you, mate, free of charge," and then would chew up the fields with their vehicles, make a mess and all the rest of it. I turn up and they're just like, "Oh, it's got to be another one." Yeah, got permission once for reporting a fly tipper. Exactly that. You know, it's a hard schlep. And the one thing I will say about it, it's easier to lose your permission than it is to get it. Yeah, so he's happy for you to come back anytime. That's it. You know, and the other old thing is, it comes around to Christmas, drop them in a card and a bottle of whiskey. Doesn't have to be an expensive one. Drop them in a card and a bottle of whiskey. Just, "Cheers for letting me use your woods this year. Really appreciate it, mate. Have a great Christmas." Right? It's just little things that make people a little bit more endeared towards you. Yeah. Yeah, fly tippers. That's a bugbear of mine. Yeah. I've been chatting to a couple of lads. There's a couple of lads I know that run a company too far for me to do bits for. But they're both ex-forces. And what they do, they go, they hire themselves out to councils and companies, and they set up OPs, basically using the skills they achieved or acquired in the military to set up OPs and record all the information. And by golly, they get the information. They use a drone. They get all the registration numbers. They get photographs. They get details, and then it all goes on to the authorities that need it, and they're prepared to stand up in court with a prosecution. Because invariably it is the few, and it is the few that ruin it for the many in everything we do. Absolutely everything we do. Like I say, I've been using my Land Rover off road. Yeah. Yeah, glass bottles. Don't know why people have to smash them. It just fucking, yeah, fucking. No, don't excuse me wrong. Yeah, it's a damage to the wildlife. It's a damage to people's dogs. It's a damage to kids. It's a fire risk. Why? It's just a moment of stupidity. Bring back what we had when we were kids. Put 13p on the lid of every bottle, every glass bottle. Bloody good recycling that was. And I remember as a kid, I used to spend, we'd never smash a bottle. We used to spend hours hunting for bottles to take back to the shop. Okay. And we'd take them back, and that was our pocket money. Yeah. And then they'd get recycled and reused. I thought we lived in a green world, you know. You know, it's like milk bottles, bloody cartons everywhere. Take ages to biodegradable. Oh no, we can biodegradable ones now. Well, when I was a kid, milkman dropped off a milk bottle, and he picked it up the following day. It went back to the dairy, got sterilised, refilled, a new foil cap on the top, and went out 2 days later. That was recycling. I keep getting told by young people my generation doesn't understand recycling. I'll tell you what, we recycle far more than they do today. Yeah. We're trying to lug the shopping home with my mum in a bloody brown paper bag on a wet day. That used to be a curse. Everybody used to reuse the cardboard boxes. Yeah, every shop used to go to when I was a kid, big stack of cardboard boxes up by the door. You picked up your cardboard box before you went shopping. Drop a bottle of pop. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, Lee did the same thing as a kid myself. Used to nick them off my mates as well. Used to have our little stashes of our bottles. Yeah. Used to take them back to, oh dear. I don't know about anybody else. Our favourite place around our way is what we called the offie, the old off licence. Do we still get off licences? I don't know if we do. I think everything's done from the. Yeah. How many of us used to do things like that? Eh? What a bad childhood. It's probably where we picked up the beginnings of our skills, you know. And the milk came on an electric vehicle. Too right. Too right. Yeah. Different times, wasn't it? Yeah. Houses there. We had no double glazing, single pane of glass, metal frame. Ice on the inside. Aye. Escape evasion, nicking milk. Yeah. That should be one of the questions when you join the military. Was have you ever pinched returnable bottles? Yeah, old off licenses. I say I don't know. I don't know if we still get them now, or is it all done in the supermarket? Is that another shop that got killed off? Because we had two within 5 miles of us, both in opposite directions, so probably 10 mile apart, and they used to do a roaring trade on a Friday and Saturday night. Bobby on the beat, yeah, it's another one that's gone by. Don't have that no more. Yeah, shame, really, shame. Yeah, used to walk into the off license, and I remember you just turning 18 or old enough, or got to the point where you looked 18. You walk in the off license, and you sort of stood there for 10 minutes, and the guy would look at you and he'd go, "Well, what do you want?" Uh, 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 how old are you, son? Oh, nearly 18. All right, well, you can't buy alcohol. Oh, come back about 2 weeks later. Oh, I turned 18 now. What do you want? I don't know. And he'd sit there and go, well, Start with this. Can of Skull. Skull. Oh, what other beers were there from our generation you don't see now? Hofmeister. Follow the Bear. There we go. Oh, yeah, all the butchers are gone. Although we're quite lucky round here. We do have a butcher. Jason knows him. I think it's at North Camp. And they're bloody good old traditional butchers. Yeah. Well, this is the problem, isn't it? Pretty much every rule and regulation, and we weren't going to get into politics on this channel, but I'll say this much: every rule and regulation that ever comes out is based around in the cities. Turners and Son, Woods, that's it. Woods the butchers. Was it Turners? Turners and Son, yeah. Jace uses them all the time. Turners, that's the one. Yeah, they did some rather good steak. Fair enough, Matt. Well, you know, my luck's like I ended up coming up with a goldfish about that long. That is the cup. Damn Helga. The damn parrots have been through and they have nicked all my fishes again. That makes up for them bombing our chip shops, doesn't it? Yes, Max, sturgeon. Yeah, French fishing lakes. Shiny kit. Shiny kit's fair game. You might not know what it does, but it's shiny. Look what I got. What you're telling me, Mac, is you guys were designed to come off the battlefield definitely with more than you went in with. I'm enjoying this, just sitting here reading through the comments, to be honest with you guys. I know I'm supposed to, what I gather, I'm supposed to be sort of chatting on this and setting a tone, but to be honest with you, I'm enjoying watching the conversation. It's your excuse, the wages were crap. Oh dear. Oh. Oh. Yeah, it's different times, different ethos. cheese. Yeah. Yeah. The amount of things I've attained over the years with the use of a slab of beer or a pack of chocolate hobnobs. Yeah. That was good currency. Yeah. Or gizzits. Gizzit era, wasn't that? What gizzits you got? Oh dear. So anyhow. So the next question I've got before we wind up this wonderful evening. That's what have we got? On my list of ideas here. Tactical or not? Yeah. Would you go tactical or would you go not? I just love that logic. Got a spare rifle here. I do. He's having a kip. Oh, I bet he was in the ship for that. Oh dear. It's his own fault though. It's his own fault. Oh, get out, Ray. We've got a fold in there, mate. Hope all goes well. Hope she gets a nice, easy birth. Doesn't give you too much hassle. Yeah. God bless, mate. Make sure you got a flask out there with you. It's I know what that can be like. Well, not so much foals. My end was cattle, but carving, foaling. It's the same fears, the same worries, same concerns, the same weight. So, Ray, have a good night. Let us know how it goes. Fill us all in next week. We'll be keen to hear. And go steady, mate. Take it easy. Thoughts and blessings go with you. I'm just going to carry on watching this conversation. It's quite interesting. Oh, Matt. Yeah. Jace went out and he's acquired that. So should be making up a couple of mugs out of that. Yeah. So if you want an 81mm mortar mug, mate, I've got one for you. I mean, I will sterilise it because I do know what the mortar lads are like. It's probably been used for some dark satanic sexual use. You know what happens in a mortar pit, and it's dark, lonely, and quiet. Oh. I don't know what to do now. Don't know what to say. We're coming up to 2 hours. I'm going to sit back quietly here and watch the comments come up. It's 1 hour and 55 minutes. So, guys, I will say this much to you as I always do. Thank you for tonight. It's been relaxing. It's been a real pleasure, as always, to hear from all of you. Absolutely fantastic fun. Love those you do. Forgive those you don't. And always, may peace and light be upon you all. Have fun. Have your adventures. Stay safe. Look after yourselves. Okay. And I look forward to speaking to you all again next Sunday. I'm going to sit and let this run for a few more minutes because there's a couple of guys having a chat on here, and it's oh. Sam's off up to the graveyard to do some stealth camping. Yep. God. I've just got this mental image of some poor bugger walking through the graveyard. You're doing a goth style stealth camp up there. Just sort of rising up from behind a gravestone. Evening. Oh dear. Dog Dad, good night, mate. Take it easy. God bless. Sam, take it easy, mate. Take care. Look after yourselves. Dirty Faces, brilliant view. Yeah. Yeah, I split my Kelly kettle, my old one. My mate's got me a new one. And so, yeah, I'm all sorted for Kelly kettles. I'll be doing a video on that one. I have to try it out. You want to make a video of it? Okay, Sam, do a video. I mean, me and Joseph talked about this. Most of the bushcraft survival prepping videos are very serious. Yeah, inject a bit of humour into it. Do a light version. Do a bit of fun. Yeah, do your version of a goth stealth camp. Mac, I'll speak to you during the week, mate. Not a problem. I've got a couple of bits over here for you now. Lee, night, mate. God bless. See you next week. Take it easy. Have your adventures. Stay safe. Be good. Yeah, do it. Do it. Goth stealth camp. That would be fun. Okay. And I'll tell you what, you'll probably get quite a good viewing on that. You'll get a lot of hits. Because again, there's so many people take the bushcraft and prepping survival channel serious. I mean, don't get me wrong, yeah, it's a serious subject, but also you've got to inject a bit of fun into it. Yeah, do that, mate. Do that. That'll be a giggle. Yeah. You can always blame it on me. So I coerced you. Bit of fun. Right, you do one like that, and I might do I'll try and have a think about doing a giggle one. Obviously a different theme, but make it a bit of fun. Night, Jace. Take it easy, mate. Good hearing from you. Take it steady. Have a good night. Sleep well. God blimey, there's smoke in here from my cigars. Just got to open the window, I think. Oh, I'll stick the house out. Yes. Oh. Oh. Right. Well, I think that's just about everybody. So, guys, that's 2 hours and 1 minute tonight. Thank you very much for joining me. Yeah. God bless you all. I'll repeat what I said before. Yeah. Love those you do. Forgive those you don't. Peace and light upon you all. This is Mickey, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival, signing off. This is Mickey out. Good night all.